And I'm Srisha Reddy.
We come to you today from outside Chennai Central Station.
Premada, this much of hustle bustle around us will hopefully find its way into the nearest polling booth on April 24th. A lot of Chennai heat and dust being raised this election.
Oh yeah, and a lot at stake for several high-profile candidates too.
But do you know what is actually creating a lot of buzz?
What?
Mosquitoes. The DMK is going all out, literally, on this issue. And I'll tell you how.
Hey, हैप्पी होम में आकर सना को किसने काटा?
मैं नहीं थी, मेरा एरिया तो नाले के पार है। मैं तो किलपोक मोहल्ले की हूँ। इंदिरा नगर तो रंगूस्की का है।
कौन है रंगूस्की?
मैं हूँ।
तुमने सना को काटा था?
हाँ काटा। तो इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है?
This scene in the super hit Rajnikant film was funny, but the manner in which the 100-kilometer long waterways and 800-kilometer long network of stormwater drains are maintained in Chennai essentially means a lot of public money going down the drain. The only ones to thrive and prosper seem to be the mosquitoes. And this Lok Sabha election, the DMK is using the mosquito to sting Jayalalitha.
இன்றைக்கு சென்னை மாநகராட்சி மிக சிறந்த பணி செய்கிறது. என்ன பணி? கொசுவை வளர்க்கின்ற பணியை இன்று சென்னை மாநகராட்சி சிறப்பாக செய்கிறது. அது முழு பெருமை நமது மேயர் அவர்களுக்கு தான் சாரும். அது சைலேந்திர சட்டம்.
Of course, Chennai is facing water crisis, power cuts. There's not one single industry which has come to this state in this past 3.5 years. Unemployment. And I think every Chennaiite has this experience of, the waste which is never being removed. All of us, like when we walk down or anything, we cannot miss it. And it's become like a breeding ground for mosquitoes.
The AIADMK ought to be worried because the ants that mosquitoes aren't controlled effectively is spreading, almost like malaria.
Well, one of the problems is the mosquito problem, wherein the drainage system are exposed to the air. So we'll have to bring out some kind of solution for the same.
இதன் மூலம் 9530 பேருக்கு வேலை வாய்ப்பு கிடைக்கும் என்று ஜெயா ஆட்சி அறிவித்தது. வெறும் அறிவிப்போட சரி, செயல்படாத அரசுக்கு ஓட்டு போட்டு.
This election may be about sending MPs from Chennai to Parliament to debate issues concerning the country. But here in Chennai, the voters expect the MPs to do the job of a corporator as well. Get your hands dirty and do a clean-up job in the city first is on the wish list.
Remember Tannir? Here's that famous movie on water scarcity. Chennai too is thirsty for water. "63-year-old Shankaran from Midavakam tells us his vote will go to the candidate who promises him a decent water supply.
In city, water problem is heavy. We are getting water through lorry loads. All the people are suffering. It is to be solved by the elected person at the earliest possible time.
Now let's meet the lone woman candidate among those in the fray in the 3 constituencies of Chennai. The 57-year-old former bank employee and Central Committee member of CPM U Vasuki is putting up a fight against the Dravidian parties. So let's catch up with her over a cup of tea on a roadside shop.
You can have one.
First of all, how is this approach? You were campaigning, you stopped and you're coming having tea. So a typical communist approach, is this helping you in campaigning?
See, the basic point is you should approach the people directly, get them to talk about issues and interact with them politically, exchange ideas. That is what I'm doing. But since it's a parliamentary constituency, this alone cannot be the approach. So it is a combination of both this kind of approach and going in the van, waving at them and speaking at street corner meetings. It's a combination of both.
While Vasuki is riding on simplicity, Chennai Central DMK candidate Dayanidhi Maran comes with the baggage and the taint of allegations of corruption.
On to how a stance is taken of supporting a candidate who is blatantly seen as being involved in some kind of corruption, or at least there is enough evidence prima facie to say that there needs to be a serious investigation. This investigation is happening. But yet you have leaders who have been in politics for years, who have seen this, who are very, very easily turn their head.
Some are a bit more charitable to Maran.
I foresee definitely technology. I think technology plays a vital part in his career. He has vouched for so many things on that. So we'll have technology playing a better role. Maybe we have better communication methods to improve the service.
The Maran family has held the Central Chennai constituency since 1996. Yet Maran in his speeches blames everyone else for the mess in his backyard.
கூட வந்த பத்திரிகைலாம் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, குப்பையில பத்திரிகைலாம் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, எங்க பார்த்தாலும் குப்பை 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 தான். அது மட்டுமல்ல, இன்றைக்கு சென்னை மாநகராட்சி மிக சிறந்த பணி செய்கிறது. என்ன பணி?
There is concern over the party's fielding candidates accused of being not very squeaky clean.
It's very, very perfect. In that, the public who were not aware some time back or made aware of things, that the MP who goes with just his fashionable appearance is not what he is. And you have proved that some of the scams which were denied, I can quote, say, Kalmadi or Raja, all these scams, they were denying, no, we were not involved, but it has landed them in jail. It is purely due to media and awareness.
With the rape and murder of a 24-year-old software professional near Sipcot IT Park this year, women's safety is a major concern among voters in Chennai.
Nowhere in India is safe for women as for now. Like the incidents which has happened recently, I don't feel a woman is safe in any part of the India, whether it is Chennai or anywhere else.
Metropolitan city or wherever you go, women do not actually feel safe anywhere on the part of India, because many incidents have been taking place, and whatever safety you ensure, it's not sure that everything will come properly or something like that. The ground reality is that women are still unsafe and problems will occur again and again. Under strict rules should be implemented.
Aren't the politicians promising that? You bet they are. After all, every vote matters.
Those people work 24/7 and they don't come out very often. They go home, they sit with their computers or read newspapers or watch TV, and they get information only through media, not directly. So I must reach out to them. And they have also felt the needs for a proper administration by the Corporation of Chennai.
The candidates see it as a challenge to reach out to the well-informed voter. Cashing in on this is the South Chennai BJP candidate L. Ganesan, who has come up with a manifesto to woo the voters in his constituency.
As far as Chennai is concerned, I have already identified some of the points and I am issuing a manifesto for my constituency. I am printing it and I am giving to everybody houses. That is a constituency manifesto, some 18 points are there.
But while other parties have known faces, AIADMK is all about Amma. No surprise considering she is the brand in Tamil Nadu, and more specifically in Chennai, where she indeed has emerged as a brand. From Amma Canteen to Amma Water to Amma Pharmacy, the list is endless.
Our next stop is Amma Canteen. Let's find out if this popular scheme by J. Jayalalitha will actually have an impact on Chennai voters.
But will the subsidized idlis and sambar convert into votes as well?
ஒரு பெரிய வாழ்க்கை, அதில் அம்மா உணவகத்தில் சாப்பாடு கிடைக்கிறது ஒரு புண்ணியம். அதுக்காக ரெட்டலைக்கு தான் ஓட்டு.
எல்லா ஏழை எளியவங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்குமே உபயோகமாக இருக்குது. அதனால் நியாயம் எந்த பக்கம் இருக்கோ அந்த பக்கம் கண்டிப்பாக ஓட்டு கிடைக்கும்.
Landmarks that define diverse cultures in the southernmost district of the country. As these shores get ready for yet another general election, there is a buzz around. A buzz for change. Our first stop is at Kanyakumari Fish Market. It's a busy day like any other day. But poles along with fish are being served on the debate platter.
இந்தியா முழுக்க இருந்த ஆட்சிகள், அதாவது யாரெல்லாம் இதுவரைக்கும் ஆட்சி செஞ்சாங்களோ இவங்க யாரையுமே மக்கள் விரும்பல. இது என்னோட கருத்து. புதுசாக அதுக்காக தான் காத்துட்டு இருக்கோம்.
Distance to New Delhi does not make the Kanyakumari heart grow fonder. In fact, there is resentment that it is such a long journey for the gravy train of goodies.
இங்கே பிரச்சனை இந்த குளச்சல்ல வந்து ஹார்பர் சீக்கிரமாக ரெடி ஆகணும். அதான் எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப ஆர்வமான ஒரு பிரச்சனை. மற்றபடி இது ரொம்ப டிஎம்கே காலத்திலே தொடங்கின பிரச்சனை. இது ஜெயலலிதா காலத்தில் இப்போ நடந்துகிட்டு இருக்காங்க, முடிய மாட்டேங்குது. இது இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் கூட நின்றுட்டே இருக்குது. அது சீக்கிரமாக முடிஞ்சால் தான் இந்த ஜனங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப ரிலீஃபாக இருக்குது. மற்றபடி இந்த மீன்களுக்கு நல்ல இங்கே நிறைய ஜாஸ்தி
மாற்றம் கண்டிப்பாக எதிர்பார்க்குறோம் நாங்கள். ஏன்னா நம்ம மாநில கட்சியை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஏடிஎம் டிஎம்கே ரெண்டு தவிர நமக்கு வேறு வாய்ப்பு இது வரைக்கும் இல்லை. மூணாவது ஒரு கட்சி இது வரைக்கும் இல்லை. இன்னும் வருமாங்கிறதே கேள்விக்குறி தான். ஒவ்வொரு வாட்டி என்ன பண்ணுறோன்னா கடந்த ஆட்சியையும் முன்னாடி ஆட்சியையும் வரப்போறவங்களை கம்பேர் பண்ணி சரி இவங்கள மாதிரி இவங்க வந்து பெஸ்ட்டாக இருக்குன்னு ஓட்டு போட்டுட்டு இருக்கோம். ஆனாலும் இவங்களுக்கு எந்த அளவுக்கு பலன் இருக்குன்னு தெரியல. இந்த வாட்டி வரப்போகிறது பார்லிமெண்ட் எலெக்ஷன். இந்த எலெக்ஷனில் கண்டிப்பாக நாங்கள் சேஞ்சஸ் கண்டிப்பாக எதிர்பார்க்குறோம். மாற்றத்தை உருவாக்குறதுக்கான முயற்சியில் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. எங்களால் முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு மாற்றத்தை உண்டு பண்ணணும்.
This is the southernmost tip of the country. The majority of the voters here are the fisher folk. These fisher folk will now decide who will go to the Indian Parliament from Kanyakumari. We are here to gauge their mood.
The fisher folk account for over 1.75 lakh out of the 14 lakh voters in Kanyakumari. But what makes them powerful is the voting pattern. The community votes en masse, often decided by the church and communicated to them on the Sunday before voting day. Of 14 lakh total voters of Kanyakumari, over 7 lakh are Christians. And the fisherfolk community almost 100% Christian.
Absolutely. Kanyakumari district fishermen are expecting a candidate who will stand with the issue of the fisherfolk and who will have the mind to speak for them, to fight for them. We are bored up with the existing political parties and the politicians who have not done anything good to the fisherfolk. Therefore, at present, Kanyakumari district fishermen are expecting a new candidate who will speak for the fishermen, who will become the voice of the fishermen in the center.
இப்போ எங்களுக்கு வந்து மீனவர்களுக்கு வந்து யார் நல்லா செய்வாங்களோ அவங்கள பார்த்து நாங்கள் தேர்தலில் தேர்ந்தெடுப்போம். சரியா? இப்போ வந்து அதை வந்து நாங்கள் வந்து இன்னால தேர்ந்தெடுப்போம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கல. எங்களுக்கு தெரியும் எங்களுடைய குறைகளை யார் கேட்பாங்க, அந்த ஆளுகளை பார்த்து நாங்கள் தேர்ந்தெடுப்போம்.
Far from the safety of land, the fishermen are at sea, literally, with no political party promising them security.
எங்களுக்கு என்னன்னா யார் தலைவராக வாரதா இருந்தாலும் அதாவது இல்லை எங்கள் பாதுகாப்பு எங்கன்னா மீனவ மக்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு அதாவது எங்களுக்காக அவர் உழைப்பில் ஒரு 5% எங்களுக்காக அவர் யோசிக்கணும், எங்களுக்காக யோசித்து எங்களுக்காக உதவணும். அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு தலைவர் வருது தான் நாங்கள் எதிர்பார்க்கோம்.
இப்போ நாங்கள் எதிர்பார்க்கணும்னா
இப்போ அவங்க கட்சியில் உள்ளவங்க வராங்க, நாங்கள் அது செய்வோம் இது செய்வோம்னு சொல்லி யாருமே ஒன்றுமே செய்ய மாட்டாங்க. இப்போ எங்கள் போட்டு விலங்கு கடந்து ஏதாவது ரிப்பேர் வந்தால் யாருமே வர மாட்டாங்க, ஹெலிகாப்டர் விட மாட்டாங்க, கப்பல் விட மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க. அதனால் எங்களுக்கு கப்பல் தேவை. போட்டு ரிப்பேர் ஆனால் கப்பல் எங்களுக்கு தேடி வரணும். அந்த மாதிரி இது உதவி பண்ணணும். இது வாரவங்க எல்லாரும் அது செய்வோம் இது செய்வோம்னு சொல்லி கடைசியில் ஒன்றுமே செய்ய மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க.
Into this atmosphere of discontent steps in this man, SP Uday Kumar, who taught an entire generation to take on the might of the nuclear establishment at Kodankulam. As a candidate of the Aam Aadmi Party, he is now preparing for yet another difficult battle, hoping to cash in on the desire for change.
Every single sector of the country is threatened by the policies and programs of not just the Congress party but also the Bharatiya Janata Party. So people are really not interested in giving another chance to these two parties. They are looking for a change and we are the change.
As he casts himself in the role of a messiah of the fisher folk, it is assumed that the church is backing him as well.
Well, they say that because I was involved in the Kodankulam struggle, which was supported by the local fisher folks who are all Catholics. I have nothing to do with the Catholic Church. I am a Hindu by birth, by upbringing, and I don't personally subscribe to any particular religion.
Community and vote seem to be completely intertwined in a highly polarized society like Kanyakumari. Though it has traditionally been a stronghold of the Congress party since the ages of the stalwarts like Kamaraj, down the years, it's the communal identity of a candidate that decides the outcome.
For the BJP, which is fighting a tough battle in neighbouring Thiruvananthapuram constituency in Kerala, it is this polarization that makes Kanyakumari a fertile electoral ground. BJP's Pon Radhakrishnan was elected in 2004 even when the NDA took a beating elsewhere. Today, with the so-called Narendra Modi wave, Radhakrishnan hopes to be Kanyakumari's voice in parliament.
Not only in Kanyakumari, throughout the state, the wave is there.
Why do you say so, sir? Why do you say why? What is the reaction here?
He has seen this much of youth.
Yes.
They are very much interested only because of the Narendra Modi wave.
Right.
And wherever you go in the villages, if you ask the ladies, they will say, we will vote in favor of Modi only.
There is no wave in any part of the country, not just in Kanyakumari. I don't see any wave anywhere. The Narendra Modi myth is being systematically broken all over the country. That party will not get more than 120 seats. That is for sure.
Radhakrishnan can hope to gain from a division of the Christian vote bank. Out of the 6 candidates in the fray in Kanyakumari, 3 are Christians, apart from Uday Kumar, a Hindu Nadar who has the rare backing of the church. But Radhakrishnan says he's not banking on encashing on vote bank on religious lines.
That period has gone. Now all the people, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, all are in favor of Narendra Modi and all are in favor of BJP also.
Why this election becomes a direct fight between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi is clearly because the man on the street is fed up with the two Dravidian giants, the DMK and the AIADMK, and their inability to bring any change into their lives. And with Congress having no alliance this time around, it seems to be Lotus versus the broom.
Earlier, these Kalagam candidates, or ADMK or DMK, now people ask, now what you have done? For that, they have difficult answer. And Namur is a beautiful district. And it has been, the natural resources have been plundered by the politicians. And you take paddy fields, you take hills, you take coastal areas, you take sand dunes. All these things have been, plundered by the politicians. So this is a thing now people ask. Then another important thing is basic questions, for water. So in Nagarkoil, we get water once in 15 days. So they ask these people, what you have done for us? to get water.
The other major industry in Kanyakumari is the tourism industry that hopes for an aggressive political representative pushing for more footfalls to savor the best sunrise in India.
From Kanyakumari, we will now travel to Telangana and Andhra Pradesh on Up South next week to find out if the bifurcation of the state is the only issue that will matter here in the Lok Sabha election. You'll be quite surprised to know that isn't quite the case. See you again next week as we continue our journey through the fascinating political landscape of South India on Up South, only on Headlines Today.